Hey Emily, it's your brother Brandon. Yeah, you told me to make a tutorial for you for the song Wagon Wheel, so here it is. What you want to do is make sure you're in excuse me, I'm a little sick. What you want to do is make sure you're in standard tuning. Tune up to that because I know your guitar is not in standard tuning because I tuned it down to a whole step last time I used it. But yeah, do that with your tuner. And yeah, let's get started. Hold on. So this is a really easy song. I'm just gonna play it real quickly to show you what it sounds like. I do hammer-on pull-offs and stuff like that, so you don't have to do that. You don't even have to palm mute in the beginning. I just do it because I like the sound of it, but it's really easy, and yeah, so. And it just repeats. Same thing over. Simple. Okay, so what we want to do is, for the first chord, these are the frets, you know that. The second fret, take your pointer finger and put your pointer finger on the third string from the top. So that would be the D string, right there. There. Middle finger goes on the string underneath it, which is the G string, on the same fret. And the ring finger goes on the string underneath that, which is the B string, on the same fret. So they're on the same fret, second fret, right underneath each other. That's the first chord. Don't ask me the names of the chords because I don't know. I don't study that crap. But I know the names of some chords. So yeah, it's the first chord. Next chord is E. I think it's E. Yeah. So you go from that to this. Next chord. So what you do is you take your middle finger, right? Your middle finger on the A string, which is the second string from the top, on the second fret. Your ring finger goes underneath that on the D string, which is the string right underneath it on the same fret. Pointer finger goes on the first fret on the G string, which is right underneath the D string. So just make sure it's on the first fret. So that's E. That's the second chord. After that, this is an open chord. This is the way I play it. So what you do is you go from that, you slide up to here. It's an open chord. So how you play that is you put your ring finger on the fourth fret on the A string, the second string from the top. Fourth fret, ring finger. Underneath the ring finger, you put your pinky finger on the same fret on the D string. So here, here. And on the second fret, you take your pointer finger and you put it on the G string. So you get that. So that's the chord. What you kind of want to do is muffle the top string, so you don't play the top string, by using your ring finger by pushing up, kind of. Just see how it's. So I have my ring finger on the fourth fret on the A string, which is right underneath the E string, which is the string you're muffling. So you basically muffle it with this finger. You don't have to, but it gets rid of some of like the ring tones. More of the actual chord you can hear if you want. But, so that's the third chord, and then after that chord, you've got the D chord, which is your middle finger goes on the second fret on E string, the highest string. It's on the bottom. So, well, technically it's the top, but you know what I mean. So it goes on the second fret on the E string, the high E string. Your ring finger goes on the third fret on the B string. See? B string, which is the one right above from the high E. And your pointer finger goes on the G string, which is right above the B string, and it goes on the second fret, G string, second fret, pointer finger, and it's right above the B string. It's the third string from the bottom. So That's an E string, a D chord. Then it just after that it just goes back to so those are the chords. Those are all the chords. It just plays in a pattern. So you go. Back to the first chord after the D chord. You go back to the first chord, and you go to E, but you don't play this chord again. You go. So you go. The second time of every verse. So it starts like this. Play this chord, and then the second time.
Down south to the land of the pines, on my way into North Carolina, staring up the road, pray to God I see headlights. Well, I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a
Picking
me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, hoping for a rally I can see my baby tonight.
The chorus is the same thing, literally it just repeats the whole time. So it's literally the same thing. Don't try and attempt this until you get all the chords down, so because I don't want you to get confused. But the strumming pattern is really easy. I know you have trouble with strumming patterns, so I'm gonna try to help you. But you just kind of have to feel. When you have a strumming pattern, you just kind of have to feel it. Like you don't want to think too technically about it. About it, because if you do, then you're gonna confuse yourself. You just kind of want. It's like a consistent feeling, you know. So it's just like I'll play it really slow.
Wagon wheel, rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like the southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
So basically, once you get the song down, or all that down, there's one verse that you need to know. It doesn't change. Chords are all in the same pattern. Chords are the same. It's just instead of strumming the whole time, it's just on the one of the last verse. So it's like you'll know what it is. You gotta listen to the song, but so it's.
Walking to the south out of Roanoke, got a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long tow. But he's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee, and I gotta get a move on before the sun don't get my baby come.
I actually think I fucked that up, so forget what I just played. It's the same thing. It's just I think I repeated this chord when I wasn't supposed to. But remember, don't repeat that chord the second time in the first verse, in every verse. The second time that chord doesn't repeat, it just goes. So it kind of has like closure to the verse itself, but yeah, and it does that on the chorus too. So there you go. If you got any questions, just by the way, when the fuck are you coming home? I'd like a reply either through a text or through an email or a fucking Facebook message. Come home, seriously, I miss you. Bye.